ODB, Gail Kim, you guys are going to be facing Raisha Saeed and Awesome Kong in 6 Sides of Steel at Lockdown. Now, what I want to know is, are you guys going to be on the same page going into this match at Lockdown?
You know what, Crystal? ODB and I have come to the conclusion that we're our own worst enemies. And that's because we want that knockout title so bad that we've let it come between us. But you know what? The time will come when we can determine who's the best in the ring. But that time isn't now. And Kong, at Lockdown, we're gonna end your domination, the two of us, in the 6 Sides of Steel.
As for that broad with the sheet over her face, Saeed, I know I'm ugly, but you must be hideous if you keep hiding under that veil. As a matter of fact, I just want to see how ugly you are. So what I'm gonna do at Lockdown is rip that blanket off your head so you and me can have an ugly contest. And guess what? I'll win that one too, because I'm not just another pretty face. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following knockout match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Velvet Sky from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Angelina Laveaux.
The TNA knockouts will be featured in two very distinct matches this Sunday at Lockdown. As we just heard, Awesome Kong and her associate Raisha Saeed step inside the 6 Sides of Steel cage against Gail Kim and ODB, where ODB says that she will remove the burqa that covers Raisha Saeed's face. Meanwhile, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, they are 2 of the participants in the first ever Queen of the Cage.
That's right, Mike. There will be 8 TNA knockouts outside the 6 Sides of Steel. But they have to fight their way in, do whatever they can to be one of the first 2 participants inside the cage, and then it's win by pinfall or submission.
And her opponent from Congo Square, New Orleans, Louisiana, Roxxi, Laveaux.
TNA's beautiful people, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, consider themselves so much hotter than their knockout rivals, especially Roxxi Laveaux. The Voodoo Queen recently fell into the trap of Angelina and Velvet when they promised Roxxi a complete makeover, a makeover that went horribly bad.
Well, I just don't know how smart it is to try to show up the Voodoo Queen. And you know, sometimes when you do something like that, Mike, you just wake up that other person and you bring on a side of them that you didn't want to.
You talk about waking the sleeping giant, so to speak, and when you think back to the premonitions that the Voodoo Queen, Roxxi Laveaux, has had, I've got to agree with you. Why go out of your way to try and cross paths with her, to try and mess with her like Angelina Love and Velvet Sky have done?
Well, one thing we know about Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, they're going to work together. They're going to do whatever they can to distract Roxxi Laveaux, and wow, nice knife-edge chop right there on the chest. Mike, I gotta tell you, I can hardly wait to see Raisha Saeed inside the 6 Sides of Steel. I mean, we know so little about her. To see her in that ring, having to work with Awesome Kong against Gail Kim and ODB.
We recently found out on Impact that Raisha Saeed is from Syria. And the fact that her and Awesome Kong have known each other for years, and they train together in the dojos of the Orient over in Japan, as Angelina Love gets a 2 count on Roxxi Laveaux. So there definitely is a wrestling background for Raisha Saeed, and we'll see how that plays out this Sunday at Lockdown in that Knockouts Tag Team match.
Don't forget, there's also going to be Queen of the Cage, where 8 of the knockouts will be outside the 6 Sides of Steel. As you see Angelina Love just pounding the head of Roxxi Laveaux into the mat, and they have to fight their way in, Mike. Kind of a reverse cage match. You got to fight your way in, and then when you get to the first 2 that make it in, it'll be pinfall submission. Roxxi Laveaux gets a shoulder up just in time.
Boy, you're right. Angelina Love on the verge of victory for a second time. Don, we've been talking about Lockdown, Queen of the Cage, all the backstage news and gossip about this Sunday's pay-per-view. It's our debut in the greater Boston area, Lowell, Massachusetts to be exact, and all that backstage news and gossip, it's available at TNA Mobile. Text TNA to 76,000. What a clothesline by Roxxi Laveaux.
Wow, she got out of the way just in time. The momentum of Angelina Love threw into that turnbuckle, and then what a clothesline. This could be her chance to get the momentum back, and what a shot. What another shot. Another shot by Roxxi Laveaux, and spins around and gives her the hard elbow to the chest.
Yeah, discus forearm shot that time. Face first into the top turnbuckles goes Angelina. Now shot off into the corner. And Roxxi connects. Now watch Roxxi off the ropes. And she decked her with a big boot.
Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. You can see Velvet Sky gets in there and distracts referee Rudy Charles, and that allows Angelina Love to get a breath, to get back to her feet, and then she just took a shortcut and poked the eyes of Roxxi Laveaux.
You're right, cheap shot, raked the eyes, but however, she's able to sidestep Angelina, send her into her partner, Velvet Sky. Oh, check this out. This could be the voodoo drop.
Wow!
Oh, man.
1, 2, she's got it.
Here is your winner, Roxxi Laveaux.
Yes, momentum on the side of Roxxi Laveaux as she heads into Queen of the Cage. Check out this replay.
You didn't know where she was going with this, and then bam, sits her down on the spine. Look at that, just the pressure, bam, and that was all it took. And there was the 1, 2, 3.
The Voodoo Queen, one of 8 TNA knockouts to compete this Sunday in the Queen of the Cage. On that note, let's send it to the back. JB standing by with Super Eric.